Hey guys, how you doing? We're here. I'm Josh Coburn, and as always, is with me is Andrew Isaacson, Advanced Sommelier, and this is another episode of What Are We Drinking?
Yes,
Which
it is.
raises the question, Andrew, what are we drinking?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it at all. I've been so worried about the COVID.
Which raises another question, what are we wearing?
Oh, well, we're wearing our homemade protective gear. We don't want to be taking any of the gear that the professionals are using, of course.
Right.
And I don't know. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad. You have to imagine anything is better than nothing, right?
Anything is better than nothing in terms of at least spreading it to other people. At least you're not directly coughing on it.
Well, do you have it? Do I have to worry about you spreading it?
I don't know. No one knows if they have it, right? That's
Right,
the thing.
right.
But no, it's more the fact that apparently there's didn't Governor Cuomo of New York mandate that everyone has to wear masks all the time?
Apparently. If you work, I don't think everyone, I think if you work as an essential employee,
Right.
and since we work in a restaurant that serves food, this establishment is deemed essential. So if we're here working, which I guess you can,
Yeah, we're
this
working.
is part of
This
the
is work.
business
Sure.
model. I can't really breathe, so
Yeah.
if I have like a,
No, but I think it's like if you're not an essential worker, you're not even allowed to go to work.
you're not allowed out of the house.
You're not supposed to leave the house. So basically, it's anytime you leave the house, you have to be wearing a mask.
I see
think
what you're
that's
saying.
what there's. I think that's what the thrust
but you're allowed
was.
to go and get food.
I think you're supposed to wear a mask when you get food too. Maybe
that-
I misunderstood.
Is that so? Well, maybe I misunderstood. I didn't really look at the regulation. I just heard his, his press conference that he does every day.
Right. You know what? It raises another question too. How are we drinking?
I
Right?
think when
The
nobody's
masks.
looking, I'll take the mask down or up
Yeah.
when nobody's looking.
Masks are going to present a little bit of a problem.
You can poke a hole and then put a straw.
A straw.
A straw.
What you
Or
need?
over it or under it.
Yeah. They need to start making face masks with built-in straws
Yeah.
for drinking.
It can be done.
But of course, we're not supposed to be drinking publicly anyway, so
Right.
we shouldn't even be in a restaurant doing it. But I guess we're going to. And I guess I'm going to take off this mask actually.
Just pull it down. You
Should
can go
I?
down. You can go down.
Pull it down. Pull it down.
Wow.
You know, wearing this
That's
mask.
hard to do.
Yeah. I kind of feel like the terrorists have won.
You think so? What makes you think that?
It's just something about us sitting here in these masks, looking like we do, that makes me feel like somehow the terrorists have won.
That's ridiculous.
Am I being
You're just
paranoid?
making that
I don't.
up. You're just saying, what's terrorist about this?
Nothing. Nothing.
It's just safety precautions.
It's traditional desert survival gear.
Yes, this is traditional
Has nothing to
desert
do with
survival.
terrorists necessarily.
That's a good point. It is traditional desert,
Right.
and now it's been adapted to be traditional. I guess
Right.
stopping the spread.
Right.
Although I don't think I'm sick.
No, I don't think so
The only
either.
people I've seen in the last 6 weeks have been you, Lily, and the people I live with. I haven't even gone to my mom or my grandma's house.
Right. And I haven't really seen anyone. So if we're sick, we've all had it, or we all have
We
it.
all have it. We've
Right.
had it, or something.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could probably get it, maybe opening the door, like maybe a customer.
You could.
But most of the customers are wearing gloves and masks anyway.
True.
So I don't know. It's possible.
Woo. All right, I gotta take this off. Wow. Let's try that.
Yeah. These healthcare workers that are wearing that all day. I mean, they're not wearing this. It's a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a little better than this, but they're wearing it for like 12 hours on end. That's rough.
I think it's really bad because I've worked like with paints and like finishing stuff or sanding when I had to like wear a mask for hours on end.
Yeah.
And it's intolerable.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working hard and you're sweating and
Right.
forget it, and you're
Right.
breathing heavy, forget it.
Right.
It's
Well, they get like sores and.
Well,
and
yeah.
I had a mask on for 3 hours about 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and my nose actually started to hurt.
Sure.
Where like the metal
Right.
little beam was in there, and yeah, you get like little marks. But that was only 3 hours, and only for one day.
Right.
So
Well, there's a reason why we don't go around wearing N95 masks all the time.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a reason.
What about when this all passes, and it seems like it'll never pass?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think like next year? I mean, the COVID could come back next year. Probably is likely
Good.
to, right?
Good.
But let's say a couple of years from now, regular flu season.
Right.
You think it'll be more of a common thing to see everyday people wearing a mask in like November or January, like flu season? Kind of
I think it probably will.
You'll
I
see
think
it more.
Yeah, I think this whole thing, you know, as overblown and absurd as it is, I think it will raise awareness about flu season in general, and that might not be a bad thing, you know?
Maybe. Maybe. Well, what do you said it's absurd and overblown? What is absurd and overblown about it?
Well,
In your opinion?
well, what I'm saying is that it just doesn't make sense for this number of people to have their lives interrupted, to suffer major, you know, financial loss, inconvenience, loss of life that you could have been doing what you wanted to do with, in order to save a relatively small number of people. I mean, look,
Isn't that very,
you know, crass and cold
Exactly.
and
Crass of
callous.
yeah.
No, because look, here's the way I think of it. The average age of the people that are dying, right? It's like say it's even as high as a half of 1% of people are dying, right? Even you say even 1%. The average age, you know, is late 70s or so. On average, they have maybe, statistically speaking, 4 years of life left. So even if you save 1% of the population and they have 4 years of life left, right? For every one guy you've saved, it's 4 years of life. There's another 100 people that have lost, say 5 weeks, a tenth of a year of their lives being shut in. So that's 10 years of life, of young, healthy people's lives, to save 4 years of one older person's life. And that's assuming that the fatality rate is huge and everyone gets
Huge
it.
being like a half of
Like
1%.
1%. I said 1%.
We don't think it is that. We've done a lot of thinking about it and theorizing. We don't think it's 1%.
It seems very
And it seems like the officials are starting to turn that way too.
more and more. But even if it was 1% of the people who were going to die, 3.5 million Americans.
Yeah.
If you look at the average number of years of life, we're wasting more life than that. You're
Well-
not dead, but you're not doing the things that you want to do.
Right.
in your
Well,
life.
yeah, we're wasting in the sense, not that they're dying and their lives are over for these 5 months. They're still at home, maybe with family, maybe with neighbor.
Right.
You
But
know,
you're taking
watching
away
Netflix.
whatever they wanted to do in their life, what they would have been doing, like working or going on vacation or going out or seeing
Quality
friends.
of life, you could say. Yeah.
Right. So you've killed more years than you've saved.
Yeah. I'm definitely in
Clearly.
this school of thought where I think that once the antibody tests come out and you see how many people actually have been infected with it, maybe that didn't show symptoms,
Right.
it's going to multiply by numbers we can't even believe right now, and the death rate relative to how many people actually had it
Right.
is going to be not even a 0.5%. It's going to be a fraction of that.
That's probably right.
It's probably closer to the flu numbers.
That's right. It'll be like a bad flu.
bad flu.
That seems very likely at this
Yeah.
point.
I guess a lot of the fear is, I mean, it's certainly been putting strain on hospitals and stuff, no doubt about that.
No doubt.
That
But the
doesn't. That's a
flu's-
different issue than was the quarantine worth it,
Right. But bad flu seasons put lots of strain on hospitals.
Right.
Happens all the time.
right? Well, before we
But-
continue more, what do you think? I haven't thought about drinking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The whole our drinking habits seem to have been interrupted. Drinking seems pointless now in this new COVID world.
Well, I've been drinking very cheap, very monotone stuff like this cheap light beer, Bud Light,
Okay.
and this box wine. That's not a bad box wine, but
Sure.
I've been drinking it just to save money.
Yeah.
I'm not really making money. No one is. So it's
Right.
like, all right, well, I would like to have a few glasses of wine, but I'm not going to be buying $20 bottles of wine
Fair
anymore.
point.
Right now.
Fair
For $30, you know.
Hmm.
Not usually anyway. But let's start here. Let's start with the regular question, right?
Mm-hmm. What are we
Um,
drinking?
Yeah.
Sorry, you want
What
to
are we
say?
drinking? Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah,
I was
what
going
were you gonna say?
go a little further.
Yeah.
Are we drinking red, white, rosé, or bubbly?
Huh. Well, I'm feeling kind of hot in this head
So something
scarf
cold?
thing, so maybe something. Maybe I need to take off my jacket.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a fever.
I-
When I put on this mask,
Alright.
I have a fever. I feel hot and sweaty, and I have shortness of breath. The
Maybe
mask
that's
actually gives me COVID.
Are you sure? That's
Well,
not the COVID?
Yeah, or it could be the COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could just be the mask.
I have a thought. What about rosé? We got this new 2019 Moulin de Gassac, Southern French rosé.
Moulin de Gassac.
There's one in the fridge. It's cool,
Okay.
refreshing. Are you in the mood for rosé?
Well,
COVID
I
rosé?
am in the mood for rosé, but I'm aware of the Moulin de Gassac.
You're not excited.
And let's admit that the Moulin de Gassac, in spite of its impressively Frenchy sounding name, is not an exciting rosé.
Fine, but let's also admit that it costs. It's about as cheap as French rosé can be,
Well, there you go.
and for that fact, you can't find a better bottle of rosé at that price.
I didn't claim that you could. Yeah, I'm happy to admit that.
Good.
Listen, you know.
So in these days of COVID budget,
See, I don't
It's
look at
not
it
a bad
that way.
option.
Look, it'll be on me, all right? As I look at this might be my only apocalypse this year, and I want to enjoy
we usually
it.
only get one a year.
Yeah, you
You
know.
want to enjoy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This very well may be the only apocalypse of the year, so let's have fun.
Let's go.
You know.
I think bubbles then.
All right, bubbles,
Always bubbles.
bubbles, pink bubbles.
Ooh. I'm into that.
Or were you thinking of champagne? Do you have like a nice little grower's champagne up your sleeve that's not too pricey, or what are you thinking?
It's not cheap, but it's not pricey.
What are we talking about?
You know, for champagne it's not pricey, but it's not cheap bottle
It's
of wine.
champagne. It's champagne. Sure, of course.
Well, there's a Pierre Peters.
Pierre Peters.
That's a grower.
Okay.
That's a great bottle.
Little grower's champagne. All right.
There's also the Gramona, the 2004,
Cava.
5.
Nice
Old
Spanish
Cava.
bubbly. Old
That
Cava.
kind of has to get drunk.
2004 to the. Oh,
That's
the
not
Gramona-
getting any better in the bottle.
Gramona Cellar Battle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's an old bottle of Cava and a great one.
Sold.
Sold. And it's a fancy packaging for the video.
Fantastic.
Our fan gets to see the packaging.
Okay, so Gramona Cellar Battle. That's what we're drinking.
Battaglia.
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 Gramona Cellar.
No, it's Gramona. You said it like a French R.
Gramona. Go ahead. You go ahead. Say it. Say
Well,
it.
it's Catalan, right?
Well, I don't know Catalan.
Gramona Cellar Battaglia.
Yeah, I don't really speak Catalan, so.
Well, you've never been there.
No, I haven't.
I don't either, but at least I've heard. I actually asked with people while I was there.
Right.
How the hell do you pronounce it? It's B-A-T-L-L-E.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like, what am I saying?
Mm.
But they told me it was the Elia, the L's.
Cellar.
Cellar Battaglia.
Cellar Battaglia.
Yeah.
Gramona Cellar Battaglia.
Cellar. I think it's an
Gramona-
05. It might be as far back as an 04.
All right.
It might be. At any rate, it's an old bottle of sparkling wine,
Yeah.
and I think it'll be fantastic to drink.
Okay, there you go. We're going to take a quick break, or are we? Yeah.
We-
Let's
we
take a
have to,
little.
right?
Let's take a little break. That's how we organize these videos, and we're going to come right back with the Gramona Cellar Battaglia. 1 minute.